Today we're going to break down one of the most powerful, and let's be honest, most misunderstood technologies out there, artificial intelligence. We're getting right down to the fundamentals.
So, this is the big question, isn't it? The one we're all sort of wrestling with. Are we building a new kind of consciousness, something that could rival our own intelligence? Or is it just a really sophisticated tool? Let's unpack that, because figuring out the difference is everything.
You know, there's a good chance you've already interacted with AI in the last hour, maybe without even thinking about it. That algorithm that suggested the video you're watching right now? Yeah, that wasn't a lucky guess. That's AI doing its thing.
Or how about when you ask your phone or your smart speaker about the weather? You're not talking to some person in a call center, right? You're having a direct back and forth with an AI that's designed to understand your voice and give you an answer.
And that playlist, you know, the one that just seems to get your taste in music, that's AI too. It's learning from every single song you listen to and every song you skip. The truth is, it's already woven so seamlessly into our daily lives.
Okay, so it's clearly all around us. But what are we really talking about when we say AI? Let's get a nice, clear, simple definition on the table.
At its very heart, AI is all about imitation. It's a system that's been programmed to mimic human-like intelligence so it can hit a specific goal. But here is the absolute key. This intelligence isn't natural like ours. It's built from code, algorithms, and just massive amounts of data. It can learn, it can solve problems, but it doesn't think the way you and I do.
Now, that word right there, learning, that's probably the most important and maybe the most misunderstood part of this whole conversation. So how on earth does a machine learn?
This is the classic textbook definition of machine learning. And just notice the key words here: performance and experience. It has nothing to do with gaining wisdom or becoming self-aware. It's simply about this: does the program get better at its job the more it does it? For a machine, performance is really the only thing that matters.
So what does that actually look like? Well, let's go back to that music app. It's running on a constant loop. Step 1, it tries something. It suggests a song for you. Step 2, it evaluates what happens. Did you listen to it or did you hit skip? Then it learns from that feedback and applies that little bit of knowledge to the next song it suggests. This simple loop of trial and error happens millions of times, making the AI just a tiny bit better, a tiny bit more accurate with every single cycle.
And you know, this incredible ability to learn is what leads to some of the biggest myths about AI. We see this amazing performance, and our human brains can't help but project human qualities onto it. So, let's do a little myth-busting and separate the reality from the science fiction. Because here's the thing, sometimes the best way to understand what something is to first get really clear on what it isn't. Knowing AI's limits is the first step to really grasping its power and, figuring out how to use it safely.
Okay, let's start with the big one: consciousness. An AI doesn't feel happy, it doesn't get sad, and it's definitely not scheming behind your back. It is a statistical machine. It analyzes patterns and data to predict an outcome. There are zero feelings, zero awareness, zero intentions behind any of its calculations.
We tend to think of computers as being perfect, right? But an AI is only as good as the data you feed it. It's the old saying, garbage in, garbage out. If the data is flawed or incomplete or just wrong, the AI's results are going to be just as flawed. Its accuracy is 100% dependent on the quality of what it's learned from.
And that reliance on data leads to another huge point. We might assume a machine is objective, but AI is not born neutral. Its entire worldview is shaped by the data we give it. If that data contains human biases, and it almost always does, the AI will learn and even amplify those biases. It doesn't have a neutral starting point. Its outputs are a direct reflection of our own messy, biased world.
Sure, an AI can generate a pretty picture, or even write a poem that sounds convincing. But here's the catch: it has absolutely no understanding of what that image means or the emotion in that poem. It's just an expert mimic, piecing together patterns of creativity it saw in its training data. It generates, but it doesn't truly create with any kind of intent or meaning.
The idea of a rogue AI taking over the world is great for the movies, but the reality is that an AI does absolutely nothing without a goal that a human gave it. It operates inside the box we build for it with the rules and purposes we set. It's a tool, and we're the ones deciding how it gets used.
So, let's do a quick recap. AI is not a conscious mind. It's not perfect, it's not neutral, it's not truly creative, and it is definitely not independent. It is an incredibly powerful pattern recognition engine, and that's it.
Now, understanding all these limits isn't about downplaying AI. Not at all. It's actually about empowering us. It's about defining our role in what comes next.
I think this is probably the best way to frame our relationship with this technology. It's not here to compete with us. It's here to extend our own abilities. Think of it as a tool that can augment our own intelligence, letting us tackle problems on a scale we could never even dream of before.
And this right here, this captures that fundamental difference perfectly. An AI learns and calculates at a speed and scale that is just mind-boggling. But we humans, we understand and we feel. That's the real divide: processing versus comprehension, calculation versus emotion. And that gap is what defines our unique and irreplaceable role.
So, as we build these systems to be more and more powerful, the real test of intelligence starts to shift. It stops being about who can process the most data the fastest. It becomes about who can use that power with wisdom, with foresight, with a sense of responsibility. And that job, that falls squarely on our shoulders.
In the end, AI is a kind of mirror. It reflects our data, our goals, our biases, our values. The technology itself doesn't have a preference. So the real question isn't about what AI is going to become, it's about what we are going to choose to do with it. The question is, how will we choose?